This is my latest novel. It's called A Happy Christmas and it's going to be published tomorrow. It's about a very unhappy and lonely old man living in Nottingham in 1986. Lonely because his wife died the previous year and unhappy because he lost touch with his only daughter in 1958 as a result of a family disagreement. This is a flashback to 1958 and the beginning of that disagreement. More tea, Wilf? No thanks, Sissy. That's enough for me. What about you, Sue? Another cup? No. No what? No tea. That's not what I meant. I'll try again then. More tea? Susan looked in an exasperated fashion at her mother, then answered sarcastically, Thank you, Mother. No, thank you. I don't want any more tea, Mother, but thank you for asking. You saucy young madam, Sissy exclaimed. What's up now? Susan retorted. I said thank you, or was it something else that was getting on your nerves? I'll give you a good idea if you don't watch out, big as you are, said her mother angrily. You lose army. Hey, give over, Wilf ordered, looking up momentarily from the Nottingham Evening Post, which had been commanding his attention throughout tea. A fat lot of help you are, Sissy grumbled. I've done my best to teach you some manners, but what chance do I stand when you sit reading the paper all through every meal we have? Observing that her mother's temper had now been diverted towards her father, Susan got up from the tea table and was about to leave the room. And where do you think you're going? Sissy demanded. Oh, I'm sorry, Mamma. Please forgive me, Mamma. Please may I leave the table, Mamma? Don't you get all la-di-da with me, you little hussy. Sorry, I thought that's what you wanted, Susan snapped. I don't know why you can't make your mind up. 1 minute you want me to be polite, and the next minute you don't like it if I am. With that, Susan left the room, slamming the door behind her. In fact, during Susan's teenage years, the slamming of doors was one of the most frequent sounds to be heard in that household. Her mother vainly tried to enlist her husband's support, but ultimately the pages of the Nottingham Evening Post proved a greater attraction than her attempt to launch a good manners offensive. Heaving a deep sigh, Sissy proceeded to clear the tea table and take the dishes into the scullery. 10 minutes later, with the washing up done, she returned to the kitchen, as the living room was habitually called in Nottingham, at least in their stratum of society, even though it was virtually never used for the preparation of food. Seeing Wilf still engrossed by the evening paper, she sighed, picked up her knitting and a copy of Woman's Weekly, and retreated into her own world, only to be dragged back to reality when the kitchen door opened and Susan reappeared. I'm off out, she said. Don't wait up, I may be late. Where are you off to then? Asked her father, without looking up from his paper. I'm just going down to the Chase, she replied. At last Wilf looked up. You're going where? I'm going to the Chase Tavern. I told you. What? It's a pub, Dad. Yes, I know very well what it is, and I don't like it. You're too young to be going out drinking. I'm 19. Yes, and that's too young for a girl to go pub crawling on her own, isn't it, Sissy? Yes, it is. And just look at you. Your mouth smothered with lipstick, and what on earth have you done to your eyes? Oh, Mother, for God's sake, it's eyeshadow. Well, it looks a mess, and don't blaspheme. And yes, your dad's right, you are too young to be going into pubs on your own. Well, I'm not going to be on my own, so that's all right, isn't it? Susan made for the door, but Sissy was not yet finished. So, who are you going to the pub with? A friend. Which friend? Nobody you know. What's her name? Courtney. Courtney? What sort of name's that for a girl? Asked Wilf. Courtney's not a girl. What? Susan's mother exploded. When did you start going to pubs with men? I'm not going to pubs and I'm not going with men either, Susan insisted. I'm going to one pub and I'm going with one man. His name's Courtney and is a very respectable young man. How old is he? Asked her father. Where did he come from? Asked her mother almost simultaneously. He's the same age as me and he lives in St Anne's the same as we do, but he originally came from Jamaica, replied Susan. And we've been going out for 6 weeks and I haven't failed to come home yet, have I? Before her shocked parents had time to react, Susan had left the house, slamming first the kitchen door and then the front door behind her.